ahead and hit open.
Okay, next one. This is from Janet King, 1753. Hey, girlfriend. Question for you and Stacy. How are y'all alike? Well, we kind of just talked to this. And how are y'all different? Love you, sweet friend.
I think you can see
Love
how we're alike.
Yes.
Different. Well, she doesn't agree to this, but I 100% think that Arlynn is very sweet. She's much more sweet than I am. I'd say she's the sugar and I'm the vinegar. For sure. For sure. Now listen, don't get me wrong. Vinegar has its place and its uses, and I love salt and vinegar chips and whatever. So I'm not, poo-pooing on the vinegar, but I definitely, I'm sweet at first, but there's not a whole lot in that sugar dish before you get to the vinegar. I'll put it like that.
Well, I will agree with you there. Only because Stacy knows who she is.
Yeah.
She knows what she believes.
Yep.
She is smarter than the average Joe. I'm telling you, she's very smart, very quick.
And I will tell
very
you that.
Very quick. And not humble. Neither one of us are very humble.
There's no...
You're not very humble. But she can be the vinegar. Mm-hmm. But she would give the shirt off her back, her right arm, to me, to any other family member who needed it. And I'll tell you another thing. If both of us are like this, we're alike in this way. Anybody says anything against one of us, against one of our family members, against an extended family,
it's not going to end the way you hope it will be.
It's not good.
It's not going to end well.
Because we are going to take up for them. And I would say out of all of the lady cousins, Stacy and I are the strongest. I don't want to say the strongest. I would say in that way. I would say that we are little pit bulls when it comes to protecting our families, our mama bears. How about that?
Okay.
I would say mama bears, both of us. So that in that way we're alike. I guess I'm sweet. I'm sweet up to a point. And you all know how I felt about some of the questions that have been coming to me about Kristen's passing, and that I am not going to say exactly how she passed. Yeah. No, she did not commit suicide. No, she did not get murdered.
Right.
But it's what I want to share, and I'm not going to share any more of that. And it's not going to be a conversation I have. So, in that way, you all have seen me really put up my guard a little bit, and that's because she was my daughter, and you don't need to ask. People don't need to ask questions like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So in that way, we are both very strong.
It's one thing for people to be curious, but then you have to understand that your curiosity, she doesn't owe anyone answers for your curiosity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, if you can just think as well, like, what is the end game here? Yes, I might be curious and I want to have an answer to this, but how will this affect this person that I really enjoy? And, if you think maybe how would I feel if somebody asked me something like this, would that bring me comfort? No. And if the answer is no, don't ask it. Mm-hmm. Don't ask it.
That's right. If it's not helpful,
right. It's
don't
not
ask
kind.
It. It's not kind. And especially knowing what Chris and I are going through, and Candace and Stacy and the rest of the family, the whole family.
Right.
This whole family is in mourning.
Yeah.
Not just me, not just Chris, not just Candace,
right,
and little Mav, but also Stacy and
extended
her family and everybody, the whole family, my whole family. That we're close. We all mourn together. Yeah. So okay, that's. I guess that gives you a good taste of kind of us and how we're alike and different. Huh?
Yeah. I guess.
It's hard for us to, Okay, next one. This is from Cindy. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Cindy Levine?
Yes.
Okay. Sweet Arlynn, you are awesome. Thank you so much and appreciated. Thank you. maybe this question would be fun for you and Stacy. Any fun shenanigans you both got into as young girls? God
What
bless.
is the statute of limitations on that with our dads? What do you think? Yes, there were so many shenanigans. But again, it's back to 10 years apart. The shenanigans that we would have gotten into together.
Oh, it would not have been good.
Well,
It would have been funny.
Well, no, but I mean, like, if there were any shenanigans, it would have been so PG because I was so
it would have been. Oh, yeah.
Because I was so little.
Oh, because you were little, yeah.
What was the one time where I threatened to tattle on, don't say his name, but your boyfriend that I hated him, and if you know who you are,
yeah,
I still to this day don't enjoy you. I don't enjoy you. But anywho, I threatened, even as little as I was.
You were
I
just
was
little.
such a gaslighter. No, not gaslighter. I was. So anyway,
well, you loved me, and you didn't like what he was with
I
me.
didn't like him.
No,
and
nobody liked him.
He had it was a van.
Yes, had a van.
Mm-hmm. Creepy predator van. Anyway, he had a van, and I knew Arlynn was out in it. They were just in the driveway. They weren't. I mean, whatever. And so I go out there, all seven years old, and I'm like, Arlynn. And he opened the van and he said, "Get out of here," and I said, "I'm gonna tell on you." I had no intention of telling because I am not a snitch, but he didn't know that,
right.
And I said, "I'm gonna go tell on you," and so
that was. Yeah. I did not end up with him.
I don't know
then
if that was shenanigans.
I don't know if that's shenanigans or not, but we really didn't. We didn't take the chance to get ourselves into any shenanigans, you guys. We were very well behaved.
No, absolutely.
We really were. We really were.
I mean, I agree with you.
We knew that we couldn't get away with a lot of shenanigans, even though the stories we hear from our dads nowadays, we hear about the shenanigans that they did when they were little. And had Stacy and I did what they did, had we done what they did, oh my goodness.
And also, if you're watching this and you know shenanigans, no, you don't. No, you do not. If you know, no, you don't.
Oh my word.
Yeah. So do not comment in the chat.
You're so bad.
I know.
You're bad.
It's fine. Next question.
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, this is from Kathy. I don't know your last name, Kathy, because I just see your user ID. But it's Kathy. Forgot to ask my question for you and Stacy. Share one of your funniest childhood stories. We got to share the pool.
The pool.
Yeah, we got to share that. We've shared it before. If you guys have seen us together before. But as I said, we had this 20 foot wide by 40 foot long pool, and Dad would always cover it with a big tarp and then put
cinder blocks
around to hold, because that was before like the fancy pool covers. So that was how the pool cover was held on. Well, actually Memorial Day weekend.
Always, we would, Mom and Dad and I would come over and help them open the pool. Cut to, I have a scar on my knee from opening the pool.
Yeah.
Because, and if Barb were here, she would say, "That's what you get." Because I was running and I tripped over a hose and just like that on my knee. So I have I have a scar about the size of a nickel on my knee from that. Yeah. And then this story is absolutely crazy town. But again, you didn't say no. You just get accustomed to, okay, well, it's really not a question. It's this is what you're going to do, phrased as a question. So
I was tasked with climbing on the cover and letting all the stuff come around my ankles and stuff. And Dad got the pump in and he pumped all that stuff off. And while that was gross and yucky, I knew I was safe. Mm-hmm. I never had a problem with
absolutely. Yeah. Oh no,
and it was
there was
just
not
my
a question
job.
of that.
That was just my job.
Yeah.
And then Stacy's job was
so one year one of the cinder blocks had fallen down into the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
And somebody had to get the cinder block. So
Wasn't me.
one guess who that was going to be.
Held
Because
up by her ankles.
yeah, and so how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? And Dad was like, well, I'm going to hold you and lower you down, and you're going to have to grab it. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ugh.
So by my ankles and my hands like this, by my ankles, I got lowered down into God knows what, and I grabbed that cinder block and brought it up. And, you know, it's funny.
These are
When I
not
was
bad memories.
little-
I don't want you guys to think
when
that
I
these are
was-
bad memories.
Yeah, when
They're
I was
not. They're
little,
funny memories. For
when I
us.
was little, I didn't think a second thing about it.
Ever,
It's only
ever.
revisiting
When
it.
we're adults
I was
and we're like,
you know,
wait.
I've always wondered why
Yeah.
I have one ick and one like thing that really I'm out. If it involves worms, I am out. I cannot help you.
Yeah.
If it's you in a bucket of worms versus your life, I'm sorry. I love you. I will write a great eulogy. You're dead. I cannot help you. I think it might have had something to do with that.
It might have left you with a scar
me
there.
Absolutely scarred.
I'll tell you another story.
But
about
it's hysterical. It's funny.
But
now.
it's funny now, and
Yeah.
we were not at all thinking that it was anything out of the
Oh, no.
and we were not like it was not an abusive situation
feel like
or anything like that. So
were-
don't think that, and don't give me comments about that.
No,
it wasn't
no.
anything about
we
that.
were
It was
100% on board all the time
Yeah,
because
if we had said no, we wouldn't have had to do it.
because I think it's because we had such trust in our dads that they
Absolute
would
trust.
never, ever, ever even remotely put us in a situation
Ever.
that would hurt us or put us in any danger or anything like that. So it wasn't even a question of this could possibly be
harmful.
gross,
Yeah, or anything like that.
or
Even though
harmful
it
or
was gross,
anything.
you
Yeah,
know.
it was super gross. But
No. But that was good. I remember one story
that was
about my dad. My dad used to be the principal of an outdoor school. And I remember that he, this wasn't anything to do with me. I was worried for my dad. We went up to a place called Wolf Rock. Up in, you remember Wolf Rock?
I absolutely.
And
That's a
my
rite of
dad-
passage for the kids
Absolutely.
that grew up in
my
our
dad
area.
was
getting to
the
go to
principal
that.
of this outdoor school, and all the 6th graders in the county that we grew up in, and all the 8th graders went up to this outdoor school, and they did day trips and day hikes, and they hiked up to Wolf Rock. And my dad said this is the only time, and I think
got
this
nervous.
is why he was a little claustrophobic. He is still
Yeah,
to this day a little claustrophobic. Wolf Rock, you could either climb all the way to the top of the thing, or you could go through caves in Wolf Rock. Now, you guys have seen my dad. My dad is a big guy. He's 6'3", and no small fella. He is, and he got himself kind of stuck
No, thank
in
you.
one of those caves, and he really had to skirt and shimmy himself out of there. And I'm thinking, and in the meantime, all of the kids with the counselors are climbing up over Wolf Rock. We would have never, when we were in the band and chaperoning and stuff, we would have never been able to. I had to have those parents fill out form after form after form about, and he had us up there. There's this picture I have of my dad and I. I am sitting on Jefferson Rock up in Harper's Ferry. This is a good example of the trust that Stacy and I have for our dads. I'm not even kidding you. Dad sat me down on there, and he's standing there looking like Adonis again.
Don't move.
And don't move.
Don't move.
Sit there. Don't
Sit
move.
there, don't move.
And let your granddaddy get a picture. And Dad's standing there, and that's what we were doing. We were posing for a picture, and that was on Jefferson Rock, and I was sitting up there, and I never had a second thought about it. And I love that. That's one of my favorite pictures of my dad and myself. I was 7.
Oh, I have a picture at the pool too, and I'm on my dad's shoulders, and we're getting ready to go off the diving board.
There you go.
At Uncle Dave's pool, and I'm on my dad's shoulders.
Well, my dad, do you remember this? Do you remember my dad used to say, okay, get in a line, kids, get in a line.
Okay, now do a cannonball.
Yeah. Clap your hands 4 times.
Spit around.
Yeah. How many times can you clap? Let's see. Clap your hands 4 times. Clap your hands 3 times. Tap your head twice. Before you hit the water. Before your feet hit the feet hit the water. You got to do it before your feet hit the water.
Great. I feel like that might have been a game so that they didn't have to get in the pool.
Yeah, just so that to keep us busy. Keep us busy, And all the kids always came over to our pool, So anyway.
That was fun.
Oh, a lot of memories.
A lot of memories.
Okay, funny stories of you. Okay, we did Diane Shepard. Arlynn, sending hugs.
Favorite craft.
Your favorite craft, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not surprising you break down when you speak of the horrendous day of finding your daughter. The worst day anybody could have.
Yep.
I feel for you greatly. Take time out when you need to. Basically, be kind to yourself.
Good advice.
Thank you so much, Diane. I would like to ask, which was your favorite craft that you've ever done together? I'm going to say that.
Really?
Yes. Well, that is one of my favorites that we've ever done. We worked seamlessly with one another. I mean, we always do.
That's true. You know what's interesting is either I do a craft for you or vice versa.
do reverse craft. Yeah, we very rarely do them together.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is,
Yeah.
It is.
We
usually, I mean, she does. That is a good question because she will make me things with her cricket. I'll make her bows or other wreaths or other things. You know, we're both very crafty in our own right. But
and we have our wheelhouse things.
Yeah.
We have our wheelhouse, our strengths.
She is rocking it on her laser printer right now.
I'm getting there.
I'm
getting there.
Oh my gosh, I didn't bring it out here. I should have brought it out here. What you made me.
You can do that when we do our
crab dip. Yeah. I will show that when I do that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Deborah Thomas, hi Arlynn. Questions for you and Stacey.
Were those complete sentences?
No, probably not. Were they?
No.
Catch up, y'all. Come on, keep up.
Can you read our minds?
We're a mess. Oh my gosh. Hi Arlynn. Questions for you and Stacey. What is the funniest memory? See, we already did this. What's the most difficult craft you two have tackled together?
I was going to say this.
I would say that too, because it gave us a little bit of a hard time at first.
Yeah.
And we actually needed to engage the help of Chris.
Well, technically,
we had it figured out.
So the tools we would have needed.
But the tools we would have needed, Chris
would not have been pleased.
No.
Yeah.
We were thinking like a cup hook,
a little nail
in the mantle, and he's not into
putting holes in the
mantle.
So.
So he helped us out with that. But then once we got the pool noodle in place,
right? Oh, bang, 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 bang.
We put it right together. It was seamless. It really was. But in a way, it was I'm going to say it was a challenge for both of us. Wouldn't you say?
I loved it.
I loved it. I did too. We hardly spoke the whole time. And if you've seen the video already, I put it to fast motion, a lot of it, because we really were not speaking too much. We were just creating and really not talking. I really don't think we even
the zone.
Yeah, we were. We were very focused. Very focused.
I guess that would be the hardest. Honestly,
one of my favorite things that you've ever made for me is, I like my welcome sign that you made. Remember that?
Oh, that was one of my first crickety. One of my first crickety projects.
And then I'm trying to think. I love what you've been doing with your laser printer. And then she has made me my clings,
for your dishes.
For my dishes and for my lanterns and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, right.
I love all that. So those are some of my favorite things. And I mean, I made all the bows for your wedding.
That is true. That is
all
true.
Those years ago.
Yeah.
Before I was even
so we've been crafting for each other
for years, forever and ever. So yeah.
But that's the first time I really thought about that. Is I always think about us crafting together, but this is the first thing that we've really done together.
Yeah, it is. It is true. Isn't that true? You know, I'm 62 and you're 52.
Yeah.
Interesting. And that's something.
Wow.
You know what? That might tell you a little bit about something about us that we do for one another more than we do with each other. You know
Probably.
what I mean? We do for one another. I mean, but this really was for me. I mean, really and truly. We did it together, but it really was for me. But
well, so far I've made.
We're givers. We're givers of our heart and our spirit, and we would rather make for somebody than. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, so far I've made 2 of these things, and not a single one of them have been for me.
Well, we need to make you one.
No, I will. I've got one. I've got one in the back of my van right now.
It's going to be beautiful.
Plotting and planning on what I'm going to do with it.
It's going to be for Christmas. It's going to be gorgeous.
I'm pretty sure that's what I'll use it for.
Okay, here we go with one. Kathy is Greige, 1813. Hi, Lynn. How many years are there between your dad and his brothers?
Okay.
And where do you and Stacey fall in line with your cousins? And how many boy and girl cousins are there?
Oh, good one.
Okay, my dad, as I kind of explained this, but my dad, there were 4 brothers. Yeah, there were 4 brothers. Bob, Dawn are no longer with us. They have gone to heaven. And they're up there playing in that heavenly band, one with his trumpet and one with his trombone. They are playing that heavenly band.
Waiting for the
two clarinets to arrive. And so those two are no longer with us, but they were the older brothers. There was 3 years between Bob, Don, and my dad, Dave. 3 years, 3 years, 3 years. Then came Stacy's dad 13 years later, and Gary. And
Now, I don't know if you want to edit this or not, but there was a sibling in between, but she unfortunately was stillborn.
Yes. There was a sibling between my dad and her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was sad. That was very sad.
Very sad.
Little girl.
Yeah.
It was a little girl.
Yes.
So
Georgiana.
That's right. So then as far as the cousins are concerned, there are 2 boys and there were 6 girls, but we lost our one cousin, like we said, to cancer, Andrea. And we have Donita, who is the oldest, then Vicky, then Joyce, then me, then...
Wait, you forgot Donnie. Little Donnie.
No, he's younger than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, Todd is next.
Todd, or Donnie, and then Todd, and then you, I think.
That's it.
I think that Donnie is older than Todd by like 6 months or something. I can't remember.
Well, I know Donnie's older than Todd.
Donnie is a boy. We have Donita, who we call Donnie. Stacy and I call her Donnie.
Yeah, I guess
so.
That
Donnie
would be
is the
confusing.
oldest, so she's the oldest. She was Uncle Bob's child, and the sister
and
of
the
Andrea, who died,
grandbaby,
and the first baby. So she's the oldest, and then there's Vicky and Joyce, who are sisters, and then there's me, and then there's Donnie, who is Vicky and Joyce's brother, Todd, who is Donita's brother, and then Stace.
Yep.
Stacy's the youngest. I'm in the middle. And Andrea was older than Joyce, I believe.
But Donita is the oldest.
Donnie's the oldest. So Andrea fell in. I think it was Donita, Vicky, Andrea, Joyce, me, Donnie, Todd, you.
Okay.
So I'm right smack dab. I'm the middle child, and I act like it. I act like I'm the middle child.
And
she acts like she's the youngest for sure. So Stacy's the baby, and her daddy is the baby. And Dad was kind of the middle child. I'm kind of the middle child, you know. And my mom was the youngest of 2.
Yes.
She had an older brother. So there we go. That's
Good
how
one.
we all. That's how
Nice.
we all.
That's where we all fit.
Yeah. Okay, I have a request for you and Stacy. This is from Karen Adams. Hi, Karen. I have a request for you and Stacy. I would love to hear you both sing a song together. Anything at all that you both want to sing would be delightful and fun to sing. Fun to hear. Thank you, and possibly considering doing this again. Have a super time with Stacy. Hugs and blessings. No.
Thanks. Hard pass.
If we had the whole family here,
yeah, you could maybe.
We would sing. But Stacy and I, to sing a duet together, we would have to work on it.
Yeah.
And we're both, I'm an alto singer. You're a lead. You're soprano, right?
Well, I used to be a second soprano, but now I'm also more alto.
Or alto. I was the first alto. You were second soprano, so we're about the same.
Yeah.
You know. But honestly, we have not worked up anything. We don't have time to work up anything. And for just us to sit here and just belt something out, if Donita was here with us, maybe.
Yeah.
We maybe could do the 3 of us, a trio. Maybe. I don't know whether we could.
I don't know. I'm a terrible. Whoever's singing the loudest, that's
you go to.
I go right to that one.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah. And I'm not very good at finding the harmony without Donita. So we need Donita. You need to come help us.
That's typically why I just sing by myself.
And you should hear our dads sing.
Yeah,
you should hear our dads sing.
Yeah. But my favorite is when they would get together and sing off key. Now, those who are musical understand how difficult it is for people who are musically inclined to sing off key.
Yeah.
And not just sing off key, but to harmonize off key. It's hysterical.
And they do it.
It's hysterical.
Yep.
And that was always something every Christmas that we would beg them, please, please, and Grandma would laugh.
Yes,
and so that was a big deal.
Yeah,
it was a big deal. And it's so funny.
And we grew up with music. We all are musical. We all grew up with so much music in our family. Do you play an instrument? You don't play an instrument.
Nope. I play the radio.
I play the I used to play the clarinet.
Oh.
I used to play the clarinet. I probably couldn't get a toot out of it right now. But I can read notes, and I do a lot by ear though. I can play the piano by ear and chords and stuff. Dad is perfect pitch. My dad has perfect pitch. and you say, Dad, sing a C or whatever, and he'll sing a C. That's probably an F or a G or something. Don't go to your piano and check. But, you know, he can do that. My dad can. And, but I loved to hear the four brothers together.
Yeah.
I loved to hear the four brothers. And they did a song.
Here.
Yeah, for our, I wonder if I could put that. I wonder
You could put a clip in that. Maybe just do the audio.
If I could do the audio, but they would do, have a little talk with Jesus. And my dad would always do that.
Oh, let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry, and he will answer by and by. You feel a little prayer will turn in. You'll know a little fire is burning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right.
And it was my absolute favorite song that they ever sang.
Now, my favorite is when they would mess up and somebody wouldn't come in on time.
Yeah, well, that's
so
funny.
I'm always about the giggle. Wherever you can find the funny,
Well, they are too. Everybody, we all are a bunch of jokesters. You know, don't you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're all laugh. A gut laugh. We all memories. Those are precious memories. Those are. And then we all have our family song that we sing.
Yep.
And we sing it. I will say that when Stacy and our group is together, we don't necessarily sing it. But when Todd and Donita and all them, Donita insists on it.
It's more of
a big family.
Yeah.
The big family. The whole.
It's almost like a goodbye song.
Yes, it's our way to say goodbye. That is if we can get through it.
Yeah.
I mean, we all.
Well, that's why we have to sing it more than once.
We always sing it more than once because we can't get through it. And that is.
There's a little up above me, I've a place to sleep. There's food on my table and shoes on my feet. You gave me your love, Lord, and a fine family. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me.
Thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me.
That's enough.
I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying. She's got a beautiful voice. She's got a better voice than me. She's got a way better voice than me.
There's plenty of video of me singing out there.
God. Okay, that's enough of that. Here we go. Okay, now you're done. Stephanie. Okay, so here we go. Stephanie Willis. What are you and Stacy's favorite holiday traditions?
All of them.
Yes, we are very traditionally. We are very traditionally.
Oh, we love traditions.
Oh my goodness!
Love
and we do the same
traditions.
thing every year. Stacy's family and my family, and now we've added Donita and Todd and their families. When they lost their daddy, for Christmas Eve, we get together. Only we're not doing it on Christmas Eve now, which is actually good.
It works out great
because the young kids are working,
right?
You know, and it works out great. So we either do it before Christmas. This year we're doing it after. What date we do,
because now the young kids are actually in their mid-20s and 30s.
Yes.
So
you know, our kids.
Everybody actually has jobs and responsibilities, and so it's difficult to do. You know,
on
when
Christmas
Eve is on a Wednesday or something crazy.
Right.
So we've decided, well, you know what? Pick a day.
We're
pick
going to pick a day in December that works for everybody, and we do it like at the 4th of July at our get together. Stacey's going to be doing not the 4th of July, not on the 4th.
Well, we don't. And again, we do whatever works for us.
And we'll pick out names.
Pick our names then.
And we all get each other a gift. So we do that, and then on Christmas Eve we all get together with our immediate families.
Right.
But we just started doing that 2 years ago. Stacey, you hosted
fun.
this year, and I hosted the first year, and it is really, really fun to do.
1, 2, 3 years.
This will be the third.
This will be the third.
Yeah, this will be the third year. What did I say?
No.
I hosted.
Yes.
Yeah, this will be the third.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
with everybody.
Yep.
But Stacey and I and our moms and dads and
Oh
our
my
immediate
word, we've
families.
been doing that forever.
Oh my goodness, I can't even remember. I don't even know when we started.
I remember one of them at I feel like at the house with the pool.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
feel like we
At 84, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's been decades, you
Yeah.
guys, decades. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, it would.
So,
and
and we do Easter.
we do
we do
Easter.
Easter
Stacy
now.
does Easter, and Stacy does the 4th of July usually. And then we switch only because Stacy lives in a very neutral, central, not neutral, central area where everybody can come to her. Dad and Stacy live in the same town.
Right.
You know, and her
And
mom
my
and
daddy
dad
is
live
an hour.
Yeah, an hour, and we're 2 hours, and the other part of the family are 2 hours,
hour and a half,
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of drives 2 hours to get. Well, those of us who are further away.
Right.
Candace has to drive 2 hours. We have to drive 2 hours. Todd has to drive 2 hours, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Whatever. But you know, so she does most of them. When everybody comes here, that's asking a lot.
Yeah.
But they do it.
Right.
You know, and Stacy and I are kind of like a personality, and we are the only ones that will host. So Stacy and I do it each, you know, so the families always come to.
It's not because they wouldn't want to.
No, they would want to, but Stacy and I are like, no, we're doing it.
It's
we love to host.
This
has been our tradition, and this is something we've always done.
So we love those traditions. We love our food traditions.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody has their things that they just know.
Mm-hmm.
The songs that we sing. Yep.
And the memories we share too.
Yeah,
right. In those situations,
right?
Too.
Because that's a big component of traditions is when we get together, reminding one another of our history and of our heritage and our stories together and silly things and that's a big. And we never get tired of hearing the same
stories over and over and over again. We tell them all the time.
Yeah, we've been telling the same stories
all the time. And you guys have probably, for those of you who have seen Stacy and I before together, have probably heard the same stories again. You know, so that's those are our favorite.
But those are the stories and the traditions that built us.
Yeah,
so.
and that made us who we are today. You know, and warts and all, because goodness knows we have enough warts on us. You know, we're far from perfect. We do not live charmed lives.
We might not be humble, but we are realistic. We know what we're about. We know what we're about.
Yeah,
we know.
Absolutely not perfect. You know, and as perfect as we'd like to be, nobody is perfect.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So okay, there we go. Let's see.
Close. No.
Really humble too, isn't she? I'm telling you, I'm humble.
Okay, all right now. Lying is a sin, Arlynn.
What?
I said lying.
Lying is a sin. She's telling me lying is a sin. Had the wool pulled over their eyes there for a minute. They thought I was humble. I am humble.
You
most
are.
Of the time.
Yeah, no, you are.
I really am. I really am. Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go. This is Sandy R. in Nashville. Sweet lady, you are brave. Oh, I don't know. And your tears reflect all the love you have for your dear Kristen.
Yep.
My question for you and Stacy, what are each of your favorite qualities about one another?
Oh, this is so sappy.
Stacy is not a sap.
Don't
I am the
tell
sap.
me how great I am. But I agree. I think you are brave. I think you're fun. You're funny. You're kind, you're sweet, you're compassionate, all of the above. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just...
Well, you love me unconditionally,
I
Stacey.
do. I mean, I don't.
You know, and that's why I'm going to get sappy. So just deal with it. I'm going to be sappy.
Yeah,
a minute,
you're
so just shut up.
You're sappy.
Deal with it.
For sure.
I am
you're
sappy. I cannot read anything without crying. It is true. And her dad will be the first one.
We love making.
I'm terrible. I get picked on terrible by my family.
Yeah, we love making her read.
Gosh, it was
sentimental.
Terrible. Here, somebody opened a keychain.
Can you read this?
Give it to Arlynn. She'll read it. Let Arlynn read it.
Arlynn
She'll get through
it.
it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know.
No, but I think that's a sweet quality. It just shows how big your heart is.
Yeah, I do have a big heart, but you do too. She acts all tough.
I know.
She acts all tough.
Yeah.
But she's not that tough.
I'm not that tough.
She's got a heart of gold, and as I said, she would do anything for anyone. All you need to do is ask.
Don't ask though. Don't make me prove it.
Also, she's a good listener. both of us
I'm
have
very
taken,
observant.
Yes,
I think
very, very, very observant. And I would say both of us took a lesson from my daughter, Kristen.
Yeah.
Who,
Thoughtful.
oh my goodness, was the best gift giver.
Very thoughtful.
on
Because
the planet.
she's interested in people. She was very interested in people and in you, and took the time and paid attention, which I think is something that is lost today. Everybody's so self-focused, you know, and
agree.
I do enjoy about our family is that we are very interested in one another. So
Always,
that's a big,
always, yes.
that's a big, you know,
and we want to make
takeaway.
sure everybody is okay all the
Right,
time.
right.
And when we come together, we are a force.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
I told them the other day, I don't know how many are watching here who have heard this story, but when my mom was passing away, we knew she was passing away. You all had been on a cruise.
Oh,
your mom and
gracious,
dad and you and your
took the
hubby and
boys,
the kids.
yeah.
Yep. And we're on a cruise, and we could not get in touch with them until they landed. Bless their heart. They landed in Orlando, and Dad finally got in touch with them and said he wanted their dad there with us. You know, Dad and I had been there. I think your dad told me when Mom finally passed. He told me Dad and I had been up for 53 hours straight. But my dad had gotten a private room for Mom, and our whole family. All of my aunts and uncles who were living at the time, which a lot have gone to heaven now, and all of the cousins, except for the Nashville contingent. But Joyce and Vicky, all the first cousins except for one, were in that room. And Uncle Don said that we sang Mom Through the Pearly Gates.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a minute.
Uncle Don was a pastor.
Absolutely.
You know.
And it's to anyone outside our family, it might seem like a morbid tradition, but it's so important to me that we are together in those super hard times, and singing those that we love into heaven. And that is just something that our family does.
I felt so sorry for you one time when you looked
no.
at me and you said, Arlynn,
Who's gonna
sing me into heaven?
Yeah.
You know? Well,
Yeah.
and my dad said the same thing to her dad. He
Yeah.
goes, this is kind of a cute story.
No, but it's true.
But the four brothers
I
were
do
standing
think
around
about that.
over there. Yeah. Well, it's true. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, you only get to do this 3 more times. or
3 more
something.
times. Look at you, Gary. Aren't you lucky? You need to watch every one of us go before
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And that, while that sounds morbid, we all know where we're going.
Right.
In the end.
Yeah.
We all know we'll be together again at some point
Right.
in the end. And we want everybody to
Feel loved
every and adored
second
until they're gone from this earth.
Until that's it.
And that's
Yeah.
what upsets me so much about Kristen.
I know. But
That's what upsets me so much about
But I
Kristen.
do take comfort in knowing, I do believe that she knew, because our family makes sure that we tell each other
That we love you.
We love you. I love you.
Yes.
Put hands on one another and hug.
Oh.
Tight
Tight
hugs.
hugs.
Not like, no, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that.
It's like you know you've been hugged.
Life is short. Not a second of life is guaranteed.
I haven't seen this fit. No, it's not, Stacey.
And so be sure that you tell people that you love them. And I do think that we did that.
Oh, all the time with Kristen.
And
She knew. Yeah.
And I take a comfort and solace in that.
Yes, she definitely knew. She definitely knew that she was well loved, much loved.
Yeah.
By, of course, me and Chris and Candace.
Absolutely.
And Stacey, but by the whole family.
Right.
And there were no better times for Kristen.
Right.
She was very quiet.
Yeah.
She was kind of a quiet.
She was an observer. Like I said,
yes.
she was very observant
loved.
and interested in people.
Just got the biggest kick out of all of us cousins when we got together and we were talking over one another, like we said, singing. She loved hearing the family sing. She said there's no better thing than family harmony, and that is the truth, you guys. You know, there's no better thing than family harmony when we're all singing. It's a beautiful sound. It really is. And I'm not saying that because, well, we do sound good. I mean, I'm sorry, but we do. When we all get together, we do sound good. And I know she felt that, and I know she had many times when she was, with us.
Yeah.
So this was just a question about the.
I don't understand how we got here.
We really went down the path of and took a right turn somewhere. Okay, we have one more. Oh my goodness! And we are over an hour, my land. We're an hour and 14 minutes. I don't know whether
we got a lot.
Maybe I need to.
We got a lot to cut.
We do. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Okay, number 16. This is the last one. This is from Linda Ann 6009. Arlynn, since you and Stacy are 10 years apart, did you ever babysit for her when she was little? If so, do you have any stories about those times? On the other end, did you guys ever double date? No. And I haven't read this whole question. And any stories you can tell us about that, if you did. I can't wait to see the videos of you and Stacy together. I also have a cousin who I was very close to growing up and still now. She and I can say one or two words to each other and it can bring back a funny memory that has the two of us laughing uncontrollably.
Oh, how lucky you are.
Yeah, we certainly have that, as you guys have seen, you know. And no, we did not double date. And no, I did not babysit.
Yeah.
Because, and I'd seen the first part of that question, and I asked Stace, did I ever babysit for you? And you said,
no, I actually had only been babysat once in my whole life. My parents just didn't leave me.
No, I did not babysit for her.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time. Let me tell this story. I don't
did
know whether
get
you
to
remember
ride-
this story, Stacy.
You did let me ride with you and Chris when we would go to the beach.
Oh my goodness,
and I got to stay
her
at
mom
your
was about
house
having a heart attack because Stacy
we
was
got
in the
stuck
car.
on the bridge.
We got stuck on the Bay Bridge.
We got stuck on the bridge. But
no, but I got to tell you this story. Remember the story of Nikki and your Volkswagen? Remember that?
No.
Do you remember that?
No, but I have another story about Nikki.
Okay, wait a minute.
Scared
Nikki,
the ever-loving snot out of me.
Okay, well, let me tell my story, then you can tell your story. Nikki was my German Shepherd.
I loved
She was my first dog. She's the one that
that
instilled
dog.
a love of dogs in my very being, and I miss having a dog so much, you guys. I really do. And actually, it was kind of a sad story because my granddaddy had passed away.
It's the same. It's the same time period.
And is it really?
Yeah.
And I don't remember. Anyway, I just remember getting in their Volkswagen. Maybe I did stay with your parents.
You did.
Did I?
I'm sure of it.
Must have
this
been.
is the same.
I don't remember. Is this the same story?
This is two POV from the same story.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't remember where I was.
The second part, I can tell you, is not going to be the same.
Well, all I remember is that here's Chris looking at us. Hi. Hello. Hello. Are you going to bed? What time is it? It's 8:30.
Oh.
It's past his bedtime.
Telling you what.
All I remember is that her mom and dad had a Volkswagen at the time. And I was in the back seat with Stacy.
Poor Nikki.
And Nick. And Nick was sitting on my lap. Big German Shepherd dog.
In this tiny Volkswagen.
In the tiny little Volkswagen with her head hanging out the window in the winter time. We had to put the window down. That's all I remember is she sat on my lap that whole. What do you remember?
So that is the first part of the story.
Okay.
Now,
it's funny that I don't remember the rest.
If we were living there, this was so I was probably kindergarten, first grade?
I would imagine.
Something like that. So I'm little. So I still am pretty sure there are things living under the bed.
Oh.
Okay. So
Nikki and I were at the house.
So you and Nick were at the house, but now I don't remember being in the Volkswagen. I thought that you and Nikki got to the house after I had gone to bed because in the middle of the night, my arm was over the bed and I was sound asleep and I'm woken up to something licking my hand in the middle of the night. So I don't know if I was in that car, Arlynn, because I didn't know Nikki was at my house. I didn't know Nick was in the house. Because
I wonder if I don't remember. We'd have to ask Dad.
It might have been a different. It might have been two different.
Clarification.
It might have been two different times.
It might have been.
Too.
I just remember that. I do remember being at your house though. So it might have been that we left the next morning.
Maybe something like that.
Or Mom and Dad had to go up.
That's what it was.
And they had to go up in an emergency. I think.
That's what it was.
Had he passed away of leukemia, and I think he was rushed to the hospital.
It
and
was
I think
very. So I wonder if it wasn't two different times because
maybe
I didn't know that you and Nikki were there, and in the middle of the night, something is licking my hand, and I just said, "Mom."
It's just Nick.
Still scared. Oh my word, that was so
I'm
scary.
sure because you guys didn't have a dog.
No, we did not have a dog.
Uh-uh.
We didn't have anything, and I'm little, and well,
Here's
the
this
monster
big-
under the bed has
here's
finally come to get me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
It's licking my
would have
hand.
scared me.
Yep,
That would have scared
licking
me.
my hand.
Yep.
Yep.
But she was licking you because she loved you.
I know that,
loved
Nick.
you.
She was such a good.
She was so good.
What a good dog
She was. She was
Such a
awesome.
good dog.
She would chase us around the pool. We'd sneak up
Yep.
out of.
That was
out
her
of the-
favorite thing.
Yep. We'd have to put her
her
in the
little
house because her
paws.
paws she would run around chasing us, just
She'd
playing chase with us.
cry because she
And
couldn't
I
get
don't wanna
back
go
to us.
out.
Yeah.
I want to come back out and play.
Such
She's
a
so
good
sweet.
girl.
So well trained, and she was a good dog. She was a
Sweet
good dog.
as all
I
get
have a
out.
picture of my mom up on Luke Hill, up out of Mooney's back door. My mom, I just found it just recently. She's in a striped dress, and Nikki's sitting there looking at Mom, and Mom's pointing her finger. And Nick's like, "What did they do?" You know, Mom was giving her heck. I guess I don't know what she did, but Nikki was in trouble. Probably she ran after a cat or something.
Maybe.
Poor Nikki pulled Mom down the steps. Oh gosh, the back door. We had like 3 concrete steps coming out of our back door, and Mom had Nick on a leash, and there was a cat that came to the mailbox. You know, our mailbox was down at the end of the driveway, and Nick took off after that cat. And Mom did not let go of that leash. Mom really should have just let go of the leash, you know, but Mom didn't. Held on, and Nick took her right down those steps. Poor thing.
Good night.
Oh my goodness. But anyway, that is all the questions that we have. My goodness, we have talked a long time, and I will probably do some editing in this because we have just yammered on like crazy here. We are both extroverts, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I would say that's one
Very
way we
shy.
are. Yeah. Oh, so
We keep our opinions to ourselves.
yeah,
usually
never don't have any opinions.
Very
No.
soft spoken.
Oh, very quiet.
Very quiet.
Very quiet.
Very respectful.
We are respectful. We are respectful most of the time. I'm respectful until
All
I'm
right.
not. Until I'm disrespected.
Until I'm not. Right.
Right. Well, until I'm disrespected. I give respect until I'm not until I'm disrespected.
Yeah, I can
And
agree
then
with that.
you know I will give my opinion.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to close this out. It is getting dark out. We have been out here. It is 8:30 in the evening. We have been going like houses
So
on fire.
nice.
Stacy pulled up in the driveway at like 10 o'clock this morning, and we have
did.
not stopped since, have we?
No.
We got all day tomorrow
But
yet.
that's fine.
It's fun. So, all right.
Ooh, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, Stacy's going to do a recipe. That's
am
going to be coming
indeed.
up.
I am.
And a slow cooker. So that's coming up. And I don't know how many dip recipes we are going to get to.
Two
Because-
dips, making dip.
2 dips, making dips. So, but we are definitely going to spend some time at the pool, I think, tomorrow if the weather's permitting. So anyway, I'm going to go into my
Even if it's
final
not.
words and say thank you all so much for stopping in here. Please subscribe if you want to. This is a fun little Stacy series we have. My first cousin Stacy is here with me just for this Memorial Day weekend, and we're having a blast together. And thank you all for stopping in to see what shenanigans we're getting up to. But please subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things. It's free. It's free to subscribe. And I'm going to go into my final words and say, to all of you who might be struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, or to those of you who have had a great loss, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. We love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around. Hugs, our kind of hugs.
Big hugs.
All around. And we keep you in our thoughts and our prayers every single day. And with all that said, we'll just say, until next time, y'all take good
care.
Good care. Bye-bye.